There have been several things said about the Indian cricket team playing at just one venue in the ongoing ICC Champions Trophy. Well, obviously there was AajTak who said that India do have an advantage of playing at just one venue. Then Nasir Hussain and Michael Atherton, both former England captains, also joined the discussion and echoed similar sentiments when they said that India have an undeniable advantage of playing at just one venue in the ongoing 8-team tournament. And now South Africa batter Rassie Dussen has joined the discussion here, and he has also echoed the similar sentiments of AajTak, Nasir Hussain and Mike Atherton, and has said the same thing as far as the Indian cricket team is concerned. Well, when asked about India playing at just one venue in the Champions Trophy, Rassie Dussen said that if you can actually stay in one place, practice in the same facilities, play in the same stadium, it's definitely an advantage. And clearly, these are shots fired by the South African batter, who's obviously in form, and there's also a great chance that South Africa might face India in one of the semi-finals of the Champions Trophy. So maybe when India and South Africa face off in one of the semi-finals there, the Indian cricket team might take note of these kind of statements and make sure that they give it back to Dussen. But then, if it's about the advantage that the Indian cricket team is receiving, well, these are the points that are definitely coming after India have won 2 matches in a row in the Champions Trophy and have qualified for the semis. And had this not really been the case, well, maybe the comments could have been completely different. Well, moving on, Rassie Dussen also said that you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that India do have an advantage. The onus is on them to actually use it. It puts more pressure on them. And if we talk about the most important keywords in this quote, it puts more pressure on them. And why it really does that? Because India would be in Dubai until the semi-finals or probably a final of the Champions Trophy. And if they stay there until the final, well, India would have complete knowledge of the conditions. And from that perspective, whoever they face in the final would basically encounter the foreign conditions in Dubai. So for India, it would mean more pressure because they would have the pressure of the fans, the expectations so as to win the tournament. And for a team that would be foreign to the conditions in Dubai, they would really want to make full use of the pressure that India would probably be in. And last but not the least, when asked about South Africa carrying forward their momentum in the Champions Trophy, Rassie said that when you are playing well, you want to keep playing. The challenge is to keep that momentum we sustained against Afghanistan. And why is there going to be a challenge? Because South Africa played an international match last week, and obviously that was their tournament opener against Afghanistan. But since then, they haven't really played a game. It's been almost a week now. They defeated Afghanistan comprehensively, but then in their second match here against Australia, which was also their maiden tie against Australia in the Champions Trophy, well, that was a rained-off game. And now the game against England would be South Africa's final group stage game, which they would really want to win and make sure that they enter the semis of the Champions Trophy. Well, Rassie Dussen has obviously fired some shots as far as the Indian cricket team is concerned, and obviously the team might want to make note of it. And if we want to add one more perspective here, obviously all these things were absolutely clear that India would play at one venue at the Champions Trophy. So it wasn't the Indian cricket team who wanted ICC to take this decision that, yes, we want to play in Dubai. It was the decision that was taken by the ICC that India would play their games in Dubai after it was clear that they would not travel to Pakistan due to the ongoing political tensions between the governments of the two nations. And obviously, if you look at the timings of the statements that have been made by AajTak, Nasir Hussain, Mike Atherton, and now Rassie Dussen, well, obviously, these comments are coming after India are doing well in the Champions Trophy. Had they not won their opening 2 games, or had there been a different scenario, things could have been completely different. England do have their issues to sort out, which is to basically make sure that how they can build a team going forward as far as the ODI and T20 formats are concerned. Baseball, quote unquote, is not really working. And if we talk about Pakistan, well, they are currently facing a decline. So maybe there are bigger issues for Pakistan and England to handle, and for South Africa first and the foremost goal would really be to qualify for the semis. But then this is cricket. Shots are going to be fired, comments are going to be made, and that's how all that masala gets added. What do you think about Rassie's comments on the Indian cricket team having some kind of an advantage playing in Dubai? And do you really think that this is some sort of an unfair advantage that India have received in the Champions Trophy? You can let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the exciting updates and analysis from the sporting world. Until then, on behalf of my producer Shashwat, it's Siddharth Gulati saying goodbye.